Okay, so I'm going to review about 6 of the problems that were on your assignment yesterday. If you failed the assignment, you need to go back and redo it because I'm reopening it because I really need you to make a better grade on this. Okay, this is going to be one of our last couple of grades for the 9 weeks, and a couple of you need to bring those grades up because you're almost failing or you are failing. Okay, so if you failed it, if it told you your score and it was below a 70, you need to go back and redo it, okay? Because I'm reassigning it to you. All right, so you have to go back to yesterday's assignment. All right, so it says length. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. 1 mile is 1,760 yards. 1 yard is 3 feet. 1 foot is 12 inches. If you're going from a big to a small measurement, you multiply. A small measurement to a big measurement, you divide. This should all already be in your notes. Okay, so one of the questions said 3 miles equals how many yards? Well, I'm going to look miles to yards. So the first one is miles to feet, so that's not the one I need. This one says miles to yards. So this is the one I'm going to focus on. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. So the mile is the big measurement. So I'm going to put a B here and an S over here. I'm going from a big to a small because I'm trying to change miles into yards, okay, from a big measurement to a small measurement. Okay, also remember that this side is big and this side is small. Okay, all right. So when we go from a big to a small, we multiply. And then I look and I see 1 mile is 1,760 yards. So there are 1,760 yards in a mile. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 1,760. 1,760 times 3. Okay, 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 1 is 22. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. So 3 miles is 5,280 yards. Okay, 5,280 yards. Next, 72 inches equals how many feet? So we have to find inches and feet on our chart. Well, inches and feet are right here. Feet is big, inches is small. So I'm going from a small measurement to a big measurement. And we go from small to big, we divide. All right, and there are 12 inches in a foot, so I'm going to divide by 12. Remember, you're always going to divide or multiply by these numbers, never by the 1. So 72 divided by 12. Okay, remember, if you're not great with your multiplication facts, make yourself a tic-tac-toe chart, and then you're just going to skip count by 12. 12 plus 10 is 22. 22 plus 2 is 24. So I'm adding 10 and then adding 2. 24 plus 10 is 34, plus 2 is 36. 36 plus 10 is 46, plus 2 is 48. 48 plus 10 is 58, plus 2 is 60. 60 plus 10 is 70, plus 2 is 72. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12 times 6 is 72. So that means 72 inches is 6 feet. Okay? All right, feet to yards. So I'm going to find feet and yards on my conversion chart. 1 yard equals 3 feet. So that means feet is going to be the small measurement, and we're going to a big measurement. Small to big, again, we divide. But look at this one. Remember on your paper, I wrote switch or drew the arrows to flip it? We're actually going to do this backwards because it's written backwards. Blank feet equals 8 yards. So flip it and say 8 yards equals blank feet. And now we're going from a big to a small, okay? It was written backwards, so flip it and make it work backwards. Big to small, we multiply, and there's 3 feet in a yard. So 8 times 3 is 24. That means 24 feet equals 8 yards, okay? All I did was work it backwards. Just flip the problem, all right? 132 inches equals how many feet? We're going inches to feet. Well, inches and feet are right here. Inches is always going to be the smallest of the measurements. Okay, small to big. We're going to divide. There's 12 inches in a foot, so we're going to divide by 12. 132 divided by 12. And we can use the tic-tac-toe board we already made. 12 can't go into 1. There's no 1. But 12 can go into 13. The closest I can get to 13 is this 12. 1 times 12 is 12. Subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the 2. 12 will go into 12 just one time. So there's your answer, 11. 132 inches equals 11 feet. Okay, 36 feet equals how many yards? So look at your conversion. We're going feet to yards. So feet is small, yards is big, so we're dividing. And there are 3 feet in every yard, so we're going to divide by 3. 3 will go into 3 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, we get 0. Bring down the 6. 3 will go into 6 2 times. 12 is your answer. 36 feet is equal to 12 yards. All right, last one. 46 yards equals how many feet? Again, yards is big, feet is small. So we're going to multiply because we're going from a big yards measurement to a feet measurement, foot measurement. So there are 3 feet in a yard, so we're going to multiply by 3. 46 times 3. Okay. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. That's 138 feet. Okay, now we're going to look at capacity. You should also have this in your journal. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 1 quart is 2 pints. 1 pint is 2 cups. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. All right, so on these, you have to, and this is your assignment for the day, so I'm just giving you a little heads up, a little practice. So these are already on, they're on there, so you should get at least 6. Hopefully you get them all right, okay? But I'm giving you 6 answers, so pay attention, okay? 12 cups, greater than, less than, or equal to 98 fluid ounces. All right, so to convert, it's easier to multiply. So we're going to multiply, so we're going to go big to small. So which is bigger, cups or ounces? All right, if you looked at your chart, cups is bigger, right? So we're going to convert the one that says 12 cups, and we're going to see how many ounces that is. Oops. Sorry. We're going to see fluid ounces. All right, we're going to see how many fluid ounces is in 12 cups. So cups to ounces, we said is already big to small, so we're going to multiply. There's 8 ounces in 1 cup, so we're going to multiply by 8. So 12 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So that's 96 fluid ounces. So 12 cups, which is 96 fluid ounces, compared to 98 fluid ounces. Greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay? Less than. Okay? 96 fluid ounces is less than 98 fluid ounces. All right? 16 pints to 8 quarts. Pints and quarts. So when you find pints and quarts, 1 quart is your big measurement. So we're going to convert this one. 8 quarts equals how many pints? We said we're going big to small, so we're going to multiply. All right, pints and quarts. There's 2 pints in every quart, so we're going to multiply that by 2. 8 times 2 is 16. So 8 quarts is 16 pints. So now we're comparing 16 pints to 16 pints. This one is equal. So 16 pints is equal to 8 quarts. Okay, 65 quarts is greater than, less than, or equal to 32 gallons. Well, we know gallons is the biggest measurement. So we're going to convert that one into quarts to see if it's greater than, less than, or equal. So we're getting big to small. We're going to multiply. All right, if you look, 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So we're going to multiply by 4. Okay. 32 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So 32 gallons is 128 quarts. So 128 quarts. All right, 65 quarts, 32 gallons, which is 128 quarts. So that means 32 gallons is greater. So 65 quarts is less than, right, 32 gallons. All right, one more. 15 gallons, greater than, less than, or equal to 120 pints. Again, gallons is the biggest measurement. So we're going to go 15 gallons equals how many pints? All right. So when you look at this chart, I go gallons to quarts, quarts to pints, but I don't have a conversion for how many pints are in a gallon, do I? Okay, this is where you would want to pull in your G, which is what we made yesterday in our notes. Okay, this big all the way around is your gallon, right? And we're converting gallons into pints. So inside this big gallon, all you have to do is count up how many P's you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So inside of 1 gallon, there are 8 pints. So we're going to go big to small. We're going to multiply by 8. Okay? So 15 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. So it's 120 pints. So 15 gallons is 120 pints. So if this is 120 and this is 120, they're equal. So 15 gallons is equal to 120 pints. Okay, I hope this is helping. All right, 4 gallons equals how many cups? All right, well, we know gallons is going to be the biggest measurement, and cups is the small, right? But look at our chart again. We don't have a gallons to cups. So again, we have to refer back to our G. Inside this big G, we have to see how many cups we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There are 16 cups inside this one big gallon. So the conversion is 1 gallon equals 16 cups. So we're going to multiply by 16. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So 4 gallons equals 64 cups. All right. 24 pints equals how many gallons? Pints to gallons. Well, I know pints is small because gallons is the biggest measurement. So we're going to divide. Again, we don't have pints to gallons on our chart. So we have to refer to our G-man again. So same thing. You're going to look inside the big G and you're going to count how many pints you have. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we're going to divide by 8. 24 divided by 8. Well, 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 exactly. So 24 pints is 3 gallons. Okay? Now, let's look at weight. Okay. You should have this already written in your journal too. Weight, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Again, this is the second part of the assignment for today. Page 2 of that worksheet. So make sure you scroll down to see both worksheets. 160 ounces equals how many pounds? Well, ounces is the smallest, pounds is the biggest. So we're going to go from small to big, which means we're going to divide. Okay, this one's the same. Small to big, divide. Big to small, multiply. This is not changing. So we're going ounces to pounds. Well, there's 16 ounces in a pound, so we're going to divide by 16. So 160 divided by 16. Well, 16 will go into 16 once. Subtract and I get 0. But I'm not finished because I still have another number under the house, so I have to bring it down. 16 times 0 is 0. And now I'm done. So 160 ounces is 10 pounds. Okay, 12 tons equals how many pounds? Well, tons is my biggest measurement. Pounds is my smallest, so we're multiplying. Okay, in every ton, there's 2,000 pounds. Okay, so all we have to do is multiply 12 times 2,000. Well, remember when you have zeros at the end, all you have to multiply is 12 times 2. Okay, 12 times 2 is 24, and then you add 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay. All right, 26 pounds equals ounces. I don't know what I put 4 there. 26 pounds equals how many ounces? So pounds to ounces. Big to small, because 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So we're going to multiply by 16. 26 times 16. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Tick, we're going to mark out what we carried. Tack, mark out the ones place. O, because we're now working from the tens place. 26 times 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. And now we add. 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. 2, 3, 4. 416. So 26 pounds is 416 ounces. Okay. All right, the last two, we're going to compare. Greater than, less than, or equal to. Again, we're going to convert the biggest measurement into the smallest measurement to see if they're equal. 208 ounces is greater than, less than, or equal to 13 pounds. Well, I know 13 pounds is my biggest measurement. So 13 pounds equals how many ounces? We're going big to small, so we're going to multiply. There's 16 ounces in a pound, so we're going to multiply by 16. All right. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Tick, tack, O. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. And now we're going to add. 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 0, carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 13 pounds is the same as 208 ounces. So now we can answer 208 ounces is greater than or less than 13 pounds or 208 ounces. It's equal. Okay. 19 pounds greater than, less than, or equal to 298 ounces. Again, we're going to convert the big measurement. So we're going to convert 19 pounds into ounces. Big to small. Again, there's 16 ounces in a pound. So now we're going to do 19 times 16. All right. All right. So 9 times 6 is 54. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. Okay. Tick, mark out what we carried. Tack, mark out the ones place. O for our placeholder. And then 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. And then we're going to add 4. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So 304 ounces. So 19 pounds is the same as 304 ounces. So we have to look. Greater than, less than, or equal to. 19 pounds is 304 ounces. So 304 is bigger than 298. So 19 pounds is greater than 298 ounces. Okay, so you can't just go by whatever the bigger number is, because a lot of times that's not going to be true. It's going to be the smaller number with the bigger measurement sometimes. Okay, it just depends. Sometimes it's going to be equal. All right, so make sure you've shown your work so that you can understand it. Make sure you try to work it out like I did. That way you are understanding it. And you will need that information for 6th grade, definitely. All of this information has been needed for 6th grade. So make sure you get this finished. Grades are going to be finalized tomorrow, so I need to make sure that everything is turned in and completed. If you are not sure if you have something still left to turn in, you need to send me a message or check your Clever because I've been sending y'all messages. Okay? I've been sending messages to the ones that need help, need work. Okay? All right. Bye.